What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. In today's video, I want to explain what are the 5 changes that I would have made in my 20s that really just would have helped me progress quicker, earn more money, keep more money, and multiply my money faster. So if this sounds good to you, stick around. I'm going to explain what I did and what you can avoid in this video. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, make sure you leave a like. It really does help the YouTube algorithm. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I drop a new video. And of course, make sure you leave a comment below if you find value from this video. So without any further ado, let's get into it. What are the 5 things that I would have changed in my 20s that would really have just helped me get to my goals faster? I was in a very unique situation where I became a millionaire before I was 21, but at the time I completely neglected my credit. I was making an obscene amount of money, I was paying everything in cash, and I completely neglected this aspect of my life. Everything that I was taught in high school had absolutely nothing to do with credit. To this day, I'm told it's the exact same. No one talks about personal finance or actual credit in high school when you're learning the basics. And this is such an important part of not just being in your 20s, but beyond 30s, 40s, 50s, your entire life. Credit is going to play an absolute role in everything you do. Buying a house, investments, property, cars, anything that you do is going to revolve around credit. And I would say that this is the #1 thing I wish I would have changed or wish I would have known about. Make sure you learn about credit. Start building credit as quickly as you can. This can be as simple as taking out a secured credit card, put $100 or $200 on the card, and use it for gas, use it for your Netflix, whatever you're gonna do, just put a little bit of spend on that card. Make sure you always pay it off in full every month. This is gonna do wonders for your credit. It's gonna help build a credit score. It's gonna show positive payment history. The longer age of credit you have, it will set your entire life up for success. It will allow you to do so much more than people that don't have credit. So this would be the very first thing that I would have changed. Okay, so the second step or the second point is do not live beyond your means. Again, my situation is a little bit different. I had just an astronomical amount of money coming in, and it just kept increasing by the week when I was 20 years old. And my situation will be pretty different than most out there, but still I live beyond my means. So don't find yourself having to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. If you're making some kind of income, either a first-time job or you're making decent money, whatever it is, don't feel that you need to get the better car, the better apartment. Make sure that you are not spending or overspending to impress others, and really just paycheck to paycheck mentality where every dollar that comes in, it's already spent on the next best thing. And I really wish that I would have trained myself. It's more of a mindset, because when you go and buy clothes, it's never just I'm gonna go buy a shirt or a pair of shoes. It's I'm gonna buy a pair of shoes, and then I'm also gonna get a nice pair of jeans that goes with that, because the jeans have to be as nice to match the shoes. And then, oh, I need a shirt, and I can't just get a regular shirt. I need to get a high-end shirt. And before you know it, that quick trip to the clothing store becomes so much more than you always intended to be, a lot less than what it is. Also with cars, you justify, well, my friend has this car, or I like this car, it's more than I want to spend each month, but it's what I really want. And you self-justify these points, and you always just kind of take it that notch up. And by doing this, it's not necessarily a bad thing to want nice things in life, we all do, but when you get into a habit, especially in your 20s, where you just start thinking this way, where you always have to one-up yourself, or you have to continuously try to spend more and more, you will find that when you get into your 30s and later in life, you have this ingrained mindset, which is the wrong mindset, where you're always living beyond their means. In the United States, 3 out of 4 people right now today as I'm making this video are living paycheck to paycheck. And what would be surprising to many of you is that someone who's making $50,000 a year is living paycheck to paycheck, but also the person who's making $500,000 a year is also living paycheck to paycheck. This is 75% of the entire US population. This is mind-blowing because when you're making $50,000 a year, you're justifying your apartment, your car, your living expenses, all the way up to that $50,000 mark, and there is no difference with the people that are making $500,000. They've got just a nicer car, a nicer place, a nicer lifestyle, but they're still living paycheck to paycheck. They're expecting the money to come in and they're spending all of it. How nice is it to be in your late 20s or your 30s, to be financially free, have enough passive income to pay your bills, and while you didn't flex or you weren't able to show off as much, so to speak, in your earlier mid-20s, by the time you get to your late 20s, early 30s, now you have enough money where everyone else is still struggling or living that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, and you're not in that category. Okay, so next up is it's okay to make mistakes. In my 20s, I would really just beat myself up anytime I made a mistake. I always thought that I had to be perfect, I couldn't do any wrong, and if I did, I really just get frustrated. You know, in your 20s, you really don't know, obviously, as much as someone in their 30s or 40s or 50s and beyond. Life is about experiencing new things, taking risks, taking chances, and I wish that I would have just allowed myself to make more mistakes and not beat myself up, not be too hard on myself. Obviously, I wanted to be the best version of myself, but hindered my ability to take calculated or risks that made sense because I was more concerned about if I did something and I failed, it would almost set me back 1 or 2 steps. So instead of that 1 step forward, 2 steps back when you make a mistake mentality, just have a more open mind and know that you're in the same situation as most people. We're going to make mistakes. It's okay to take small risks. And if you don't succeed, it's okay. You live another day and you can try this again. Okay, next is make things happen. A lot of us in our 20s, we just kind of go with the flow and we don't really realize that unless you put all of your effort out there, you're not going to get back what you put in. So a lot of us feel like everyone's going to the bars, the clubs, hanging out with their friends, going on vacations, and just kind of just living that who knows what's going to happen tomorrow lifestyle. And by not having a plan, by really just thinking this way, it's going to make it difficult, not only in your 20s, but beyond, where it's just a matter of if you're not making things happen, if you're not having an actual plan of what you're trying to realize in your life, all the goals that you want, if you're just flying by the seat of your pants and not making the things that you want to happen, everything is just going to go much, much slower. So in my example of credit, why it's so important, I just realized that yeah, everyone would just get credit. It's no big deal. Whenever I really need credit, I'll just go and do it at that point, not thinking that I need to start this process immediately and everything is going to take time. And the last tip that I would give myself that I would change is that at the time when you're 20, you don't realize that most people in this world are going to just do enough work, just enough to satisfy their obligations. Very, very few people are going to take it that 1 step further. It's the 1% who really just strive and go above and beyond. I believed at the time, even though I was vastly successful before I was 21 and right when I reached 21, even just a greater amount of success, I still believe that almost everyone was on that same playing ground. And this is drastically not the case. Everyone out there, for the most part, just kind of goes with the flow, and it's that 99%. It's just this stagnant attitude, and everyone just kind of goes with the flow. And there's only about 1% of the people that really just have those successful habits that just put you in a category of your own. And a lot of people that just go and live their life to get by, they're the ones who are drastically disappointed when they get into their 30s, 40s, and beyond, not investing, they're not saving money, they're not looking towards their future. And these are the type of people that are going to have to work their entire life. They're never going to get out of this situation. And I really just wish that I realized that when I was really striving to be the best version of myself, not everyone is like this. Most people, in fact, are not. And when you realize that I am in that 1%, I want to be in that 1%, it's just, it's eye-opening to realize how many people are stagnant and they're always just going to do just enough. If you want something, you have to go out and get it. And most of the time, 99% of the people out there are they just don't have the drive, they don't have the motivation to do that. Okay, so I hope you guys found value in this video. These are the 5 steps, habits that I wish I would have changed or wish I would have known in my 20s that just really would have helped catapult me to just greater success, finding myself a lot quicker and being able to not only make more money, hold on to more money, and multiply it that much quicker. Hopefully this would help any of you that are in your 20s, that are doing research right now, which is the right time. Set yourself up for success, set yourself up in your 20s. You will find by applying these principles and understanding what not to do from the mistakes that I've made or the things that I could have changed are really going to help all of you in your journey to get to your goals that much faster. So again, if you found value in this video, make sure you leave a comment below. Tell me what you're going through. Can you relate to any of these things that I've mentioned that I would have changed? If you haven't done so already, as I mentioned before, click the subscribe button. I talk about passive income, growing your wealth, and just everything that has to do with money and reaching your goals that much faster. So until next time, thanks everyone. Take care.